Next speaker is Mario Havel. He'll be talking about the Protocol Guild, funding and incentivizing Ethereum's core protocol development. So give a round of applause for Mario Havel.
Thank you. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. I'm Mario Havel. I'm from EF Protocol Support. And today I have a very important topic to speak about, and it's more of a solar punk topic. No, it's not here.
So
it's more of a solar punk topic, and they put me in the lunar punk stage. But what can I do, right? It was also kind of a rain punk day today, not really the solar punk. And yeah, I'm waiting for the clicker because I'm in the middle of my slides. However, so I'm not going to talk about the Protocol Guild and incentivizing work on the core development. There we go. So I'll just get back to the start, and we start with the basics. Actually, I want to start with discussion about public goods because we are talking about public goods a lot here. So the first thing the baseline I want to set is just to realize that Ethereum is a public good, right? I believe that I don't need to explain what public good is in ETH Barcelona, but Ethereum being the network which is open to everyone, right? Anybody can permissionlessly use it, develop on it, create their own contracts, and it's there, it's sitting there as the blockchain. I'm now talking about the mainnet, or maybe the testnets, or the networks itself that people can use freely. And then we have the actual Ethereum stack, which is also a public good. What I mean by this is the actual code, the specification behind it, the research around it, all of the people working creating open source tools which enable us to actually use Ethereum and to run it are also creating public goods. So all of the infrastructure and research is open, and the people are building this towards some Ethereum vision. Yeah, I wanted to put, oh, come on, what was that? Okay, thanks. So yeah, I wanted to ask, what is Ethereum? What is Ethereum's vision for you? I like to put this question, I like to give this question in conferences because I always hear something new. Ethereum is love, Ethereum is future, Ethereum is a protocol. Some opinions. What is Ethereum, folks? Come on, don't be shy. A big computer, I love that. World computer. Okay, cool. Something else? Because everybody has some different vision, right? Everybody sees Ethereum a bit differently. I would say that it's some sort of global permissionless coordination mechanism, or maybe some tool for empowering individual, and so on and so forth. But we might have a bit different ideas what Ethereum is for us, but we agree on one thing, that we want to have Ethereum the maximum impact. We want Ethereum to succeed in our vision, whatever it is. And to do this, it's not going to happen by itself, right? There is a lot of work to be done on Ethereum itself. Specifically speaking, the Ethereum core, or the Ethereum itself, is just partially finished. We have so much research and development to do. After the merge, Vitalik says that Ethereum is only 55% done. So that's still a shit ton of work. And my idea is that we need some talented people to be able to come to Ethereum, contribute to it, and yeah, right. There are so many great people in the world, like geniuses who are working for these corporates, getting paid to, I don't know, create better algorithms for targeting advertisements or something. So why don't we attract these people to actually build something revolutionary, some tools which can empower us and create a revolution? And this is what Protocol Guild is trying to achieve, crafting a purpose-built mechanism to bring people, to give option to talented people to come to Ethereum and work on its core development easier. But let's take a step back to understand what we are addressing here, because what I'm talking about is this mismatch of incentives, right? The Ethereum can be very profitable if you are building on it, if you are building dApps, off-chain, layer 2s, whatnot. But now there is the Ethereum itself, where people are building the platform where you buy the fancy cars on to ride on, and the actual infrastructure is then lacking some sort of incentives. And the idea is that we have this ambition. We are building here cutting-edge technologies, like the latest blockchain research in different computer science domains. And we should have this bleeding-edge approach also to the community, also to the incentivization of the work. So the question is how to do it, right? And first point is, if you want to do this, how do we support core developers? How do we help them financially? So first of all, we need to somehow know who it is. Can you name any core dev? Anybody knows any core dev? I'm sure you know at least one name. Come on, guys. Tim Bako. Tim is cool, but Tim is not a dev, right? He does the coordination, yeah. Sorry? Yeah, cool. Yeah, you might say, I don't know, Denny Ryan. Everybody says Vitalik first, but I mean, he also doesn't do much development recently. However, like, I believe that if we put the minds together, we would be able to put together a list of names who are contributing to the protocol. But the thing is that it's hard to curate this, right? This is how it looks now, but how it's going to look in a few months, how it's going to look in a few years. Who can tell who are all these contributors? So the Protocol Guild is creating this list, a registry of all, or like people who want to be part of it, and it's enumerating the core contributors to Ethereum. So here you can see the 142 names which are part of the Protocol Guild as of now, and these are the contributors to different parts of Ethereum, and they are not like a single team or anything. They come from different teams. They are maybe independent. So to be more specific, it's almost 20 teams represented here in Protocol Guild. Researchers from EF, Epsilon team doing the EVM research, cryptoeconomic research done by Barnaby in a robust incentive group, TXRX research, the security and coordination, which is Tim, right, in protocol support, which is my team, Ethereum cat headers, Pooja doing the EIP, and then infrastructure itself, the actual clients, the actual testing, the meat of it, where all the development is. So these all teams are part of the Protocol Guild, are represented in Protocol Guild, because this is all the core that we need. However, Protocol Guild is not just this list. It's actually kind of a magical list, because it augments it with specific features and capabilities. So let's look into them. First of all, the whole list is on-chain. Not what my t-shirt says, but it's on-chain, it's there. So it's for everyone to see. It's easily auditable. You see all the addresses registered to Protocol Guild on-chain under one split contract under a single address. It makes it as simple and as accessible as possible, because this ENS, the Protocol Guild.eth resolving to this address, splits the funds to 142 core devs out there. That means that like all the support for core development is now like one address away, and you don't need to like talk to the people individually or anything. So it's here, it's trustless and accessible. But the split contract doesn't distribute the money equally to 142 people. It's actually time-weighted retrospectively. So it takes into account how long people contributed, because for somebody it's half a year, for somebody it's 6 years, right? So there is a formula which is square root. So the square root of how much time have you been contributing times 1 or times 0.5 if you've been only part-time. And this means if you imagine the curve, that the people who are joining now are going to gain the higher time, the weight faster. So it's getting equalized, somewhat equalized over time. And not just the past, but it's also forward-looking, because it's vested. It's not going to be paid out immediately. It's vested during the pilot, which I'm going to talk about soon. It was 1 year, and now we are going to do it 4 years vested, which means that they are, the people are getting paid or the amount over the time period. The curation of this list is done by the members themselves, because the devs, the core devs, the people who are in the list know the best how to, who are the contributors who are helping with the development. It's inclusive, so it supports any token. You don't need to donate just ETH, but literally any ERC20 token, and this helps us to actually get benefit from all of the parts of the ecosystem, different DAOs who want to contribute, and so on. And also what I mentioned before, so it's neutral in a way that it accepts people from different parts of the protocol, not just the devs, not just the this and that, but the research, the coordination people, the support people are there as well. So This makes Protocol Guild a magic list with all of these features, and it makes it, I would say, sort of an API to supporting the development, because it's the single access point where you can just send your money and make sure that Ethereum will just keep chugging, as we know. Because the idea is that if you are building on Ethereum, if you are some DeFi project, whatever staker, you are using the Ethereum itself, right? Ethereum becomes your dependency, literally. So if you want your dependency to work, and it means make your project work, you need to make sure that it's going to keep being maintained, and it's going to keep secure, having more features. And I would like to motivate you to consider contributing, or especially if you have a DAO, if you have some people who, if you know some people who are starting maybe DAO or some project on Ethereum, they should really consider contributing, not just to make sure that Ethereum is there, but it's just a great signaling. You show people that you are interested in the protocol, that you understand why it's needed, because I mean that's the ultimate thing. Like I mean, without these people, the whole Ethereum wouldn't be here, right? So that's way how to show your support and spread the word. Now I want to talk quickly about the pilot, about the 1 year of Protocol Guild, which was like the testing phase. And everything starts with Danny Ryan, of course. Danny, in October 21, came up with an idea in some discussion like, why there is no like DAO for paying core devs, right? I mean, we have so many decentralized organizations on Ethereum for this and that, but I mean, this is the most important thing. So why there is no some organization doing this? Because there are, as we saw, there are various teams in different organizations, but what if government comes and now shuts down a few of them, and half of the people lose their funding, lose their jobs? So it's a parallel permissionless system for helping the core developers. The Protocol Guild work started later that year. In the first part of 2022, there was the fundraising, and the pilot started in May, finished a few weeks ago in this May. So how it went? It started on 90 members and grew over the time to 128. It's updated every quarter, every 3 months. And here, you don't see the latest update just because the same people joined as left. So some people actually, so it's opt-in. These are not all the core devs, right? These are just people who want to be there and who the members agreed to be there. I would say that like the full number of contributors would be twice as many, but it was during the pilot. Right now it's 142. There was another update in June. Speaking about the funding coming in, so the goal for the pilot was to raise $10 million, which was done a year ago thanks to mostly Lido, Uniswap, ENS, Nouns, and Moloch. After the pilot finished, now in June, Arbitrum, as it became DAO, donated another more than $3 million.
Wow,
so at the time of the donation, Protocol Guild raised $13.7 million with the current like something under the 16 million because the crypto is volatile and there are different tokens. But it's not just the whales, it's not just like the big DAOs contributing, because you can see that there is actually almost 300 unique donors with median amount of $10, which I guess because people get POAPs for that or something, but there is just anybody can send the $10 there and contribute. So these are the funding coming in. Funding coming out, which means the vesting, the distribution to the people. What was out of the almost 16 million, 11.5 was already distributed to the members. You can see that 4.4 is still vesting in the contract. It's mostly the Arbitrum money after the pilot, and the average distribution was $70,000, almost 70K, which is, I mean, nice bonus for some like dev working in a Western country, I guess, but for some people in different countries, it might be a whole year of salary, right? So we are already at a level where we can actually support the developers to work by themselves with the highest distribution, 171. Okay, why do we pay so much money for these people? Like, what is it for? Well, all of this, right? The first slide. So what happened during the pilot, most importantly, was the merge, right? You heard about it, the whole proof of stake. We shut down the miners. We saved like 0.3% of the world electricity. So these people contributed their years of their life towards the merge. We shipped Chapella, or the withdrawals, in April, and now the work on the proto-dunk sharding, the 4844, the scalability feature for layer 2s is being the main goal. Also research on EOF, single slot finality, things like seedlessness, PBS, and a bunch of other research on Ethereum roadmap, which is still to be shipped. So what we learned, we see that community buys in, that people gave us positive feedback. We were able to raise the money, and also not just from the community, but from the inside, the members really get used to it and see it positively.
Do you like
what we also learned on the negative side, maybe that the smart contract architecture needs to be updated. We need to remove some trusted parts, and the governance is completely off-chain right now. It has to move on-chain under the proper DAO. And this needs to be done also to grow the funding properly, because like the $10 million is like just a small fraction of the money needed for the core development. So what are the current plans when the pilot finished? First of all, we are upgrading the smart contract infrastructure, where there is right now there is a multisig which can update a mutable split contract. But now instead of a multisig, it's going to be a Moloch style DAO of the members who can approve new members and do the governance decisions. It's also going to be all on chain. The weighting and everything is going to be right now this protocol guild is not on the layer 2, so that's another thing that we have to do to make it more available for people to donate.
Different things a little bit,
So and the idea is that we would like to create this sort of a social norm. Like it's not form of a taxation or anything, but just like this peer pressure, like, oh, you built on Ethereum, why don't you give 1% of your treasury towards the protocol guild? And here are some pioneers, some trailblazers who've already contributed, who show their support by supporting the protocol guild. And the idea is that, like, come on, if you look at like the biggest treasuries like Uniswap, whatnot, there are billions of dollars, and even 1% of that can fund the whole core development for a year. So it can become a social norm. And the next goal is to raise $100 million, which will be vested over 4 years. So right now it was $10 million for 1 year, so that's 25 per year, like 2.5 the current value, and with longer vesting, so there are incentives for people to stay longer, distribute their knowledge, retain contributors over time, and actually enable the competition with the up layer of the DAOs or maybe forks of Ethereum, which are paying just printed out tokens and pulling great devs from the core layer. And we can actually become more competitive there, because the core development is mostly not market driven. And so the V2 is in progress as we speak.
But now
I have one spare minute, and I would like to tell you about Protocol Fellowship. So this is outside of Protocol Guild. It's a project by Protocol Support and Ethereum Foundation, and our goal is to just make onboarding core devs easier. So if you are interested in a core development, maybe you would like to see yourself on this list one time in the future, you should check out the EPF. This is on blog.ethereum.org on the EF blog, where you can join a program where we help you to start contributing to various core projects already, and you might be able to receive a stipend or at least some mentorship support from the community to learn about the core and dive into it, because I know it sounds like super complicated and important, all these core devs, but like if you are at least a bit talented, and if you're motivated enough, you'll be able to dive into it, so we would like to help you with that. So check the EPF cohort 4. And that's it. You can use the Protocol Guild.eth to actually donate to Protocol Guild, and here's the documentation and all the important links. I think that's it. Thank you so much. I have the last few seconds. I'm not sure if I have time for questions. No? One question? What?
Yeah, there might be one on the screen down below.
Yeah?
Yeah, if you check on the screen, I think there's some questions that people have down at your feet. Yeah.
I don't see any. Oh, right, now I see. Chains Arbitrum Optimism overtaking eChain. I don't think they are overtaking eChain. I mean, they are scaling it, right? And with the 4844, it's going to be even more bearable for. So the question is, what is your opinion on chains like Arbitrum Optimism overtaking eChain? Like, it's supposed to, right? We need the rollups to have bigger TPS than Ethereum itself. So that's the ultimate goal. I already also mentioned it, like with the retrospective public funding, Optimism donated also to the Protocol Guild, Arbitrum as well. They care about what is happening on Ethereum. They are aligned. So I'm really looking forward to Arbitrum Optimism, especially under the proto danksharding for 844, to have more transactions than Ethereum itself. Yeah. 4-year vested.
And then do you have a crawlback mechanism for 4 years?
So the 4-year vesting, it seems like an optimal number for now. We did a 1-year vesting, and it means that it's being paid out, over those 4 years. So people actually have the motivation to stay in or transfer knowledge if they are going to get new colleagues and so on. So it's basically like a long-term motivation for people to. Oh yeah, if they stop working, they are out, right? It's the update is happening every 3 months. So if somebody drops out, as you see, there are already 15 people have been removed because maybe they wanted or maybe they stopped working. Somebody takes sabbatical and then he can come back as well. But like you're a member only while you're contributing. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much for attention. Please spread the meme. Support the core development. Thank you so much.